Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. Great. So today, I'm going to also talk about, some of the parts which are on the AI in design. And actually, this really makes a completely kind of a difference in engineering and designing. So, looking at this topic, it's kind of a big topic. Is closely related with the robot and automation, which is a kind of key thing for most of the students, in their career, and also would like to take these kind of, inputs, to transform your automation as well as in robotics in a meaningful way. Uh, as a Autodesk, we have a mission. We empower all innovators with the design and make technology so that they can achieve the new possible. Now, today, there are over 8 billion of us living on this earth, and the global middle class is also growing faster than what the time is. And by 2050, you can see the figure is will be around 10 billion of us on this planet. And out of this, two-thirds of us will live definitely in the cities where we are looking at these people so want to live in the metropolitan cities or other cities. So they need the means for communications, and transportation. So they need energy, they need a food, houses, the bridges, the roads. They need the products from the refrigerators to the cell phones. The growing population creates the demand to produce all those products. Now, the current estimate is about 3 lakhs and 72,000 products, new products, introductions per year, which is basically a kind of a big thing for all of us, including all the enthusiastic students, faculties, and entrepreneurs as well. Now, how we can make these new products, more innovative. So how we can make these products more better, so that they can really sell these products at a very competitive features, in the market. So, and also when I'm talking about when they sell into the market, so they really need to create a lot of value. It's not that they just create the products and bring it to the market, but something how they can bring a greater value to their product, especially because uh, in terms of the capabilities, in terms of their features, fundamentally in which the industry that product has been made, and how we are going to sell that products, what could be a kind of selling value proposition or a kind of a service business model. And that's where we are looking at kind of how these products can be really create the value, in coming years. Now, the interesting fact about mm, the new products is due to the increased customer demand, the rate of new products introduction is skyrocketing, but 40% of them are really delayed at least a 1 month, right? At least 1 month. So that's the I mean challenge we can say. And we know that around 72% of those products actually fail to hit their profitability targets, right? Because they're working on a kind of key priorities, and the market is so competitive. So around 72% products fail to hit these targets. Now looking at also the another challenge, in the overall scenario is to about the efficiency. Uh, and we are also wasting a lot of resources, and this is going to be a kind of big challenge. If you have a built house or done a home renovation, you probably felt some pain, or you might have touch of your paint. 30% of material is wasted in construction, but you believe that there is also a waste in manufacturing, and that is almost a kind of 70% of waste. And this 70% of waste are never used. It sits in the stock basically. Now I'm talking about the also opportunity, like these are the some pain points and the challenges. what everybody is facing worldwide, and the opportunity to lead your industry, lead your, I mean, kind of a new startup, with the smart products, because you don't have the competitors, you know, uh, and the information that currently uh, uh, maybe not updated. So we want to looking at how you can build kind of some smart products. The opportunity to really augment more of the business processes with the digital, because if you don't focus on your productivity and profitability, you will suffer, right? So I want to bring that angle, when most of the people are thinking about the smart products, and really there is opportunity in it to completely redesign your supply chain. And this supply chain, when you're talking about supply chain, so this has to be redesigned, realign with all your business processes, looking at the resilience, looking at the agility and the sustainability, because these are the something really important pieces of your business, and we should really think of those things, those key topics in your product development process. But if you look at virtually every manufacturing company today, they talk to, or they actually tell us, because as Autodesk is a global leader in design and manufacturing. So they tell us about their business, and they're talking about how their business is, already stretched to really breaking point and managing all the broken processes. There are multiple data points or kind of data formats, manual systems, and the mix of digital and also analog information. So how can they simultaneously meet those challenges and opportunities? So this is really interesting, for you to really understand how this is going to work. And of course, as a technology company, we have built a very strong platform, and we basically talk about how the solutions or the platforms solutions like Fusion 360 can connect your entire product development process at every phase, so that uh, all on a single integrated platform can take the benefit of it. Because most of you have ever experienced or gone through some of the phases what I have listed on the screen. It could be a product definition engineering or product engineering or shop floor production. So at each of the stage, how these can be connected, right? So when you say connected, this is about the connection of different types of processes, that what we talk about. And the interesting fact about is we also have the technological change, which we talk about Industry 4.0, and everybody is really trying to align with the Industry 4.0. How these new uh, uh, so new technologies are creating impact for this Industry 4.0, and also for their products and the processes. Now, looking at the Industry 4.0, the technologies already in manufacturing processes. More prominently, everybody has experience in design for manufacturing. So this is in use, right? The many people are using, many people are also upgrading and refining, reskilling, upgrading, their processor, their systems, in their respective industries. Of course, CNC machining, product lifecycle management software, robotics, right here. Here also these Industry 4.1 technologies are already in, right? So this is kind of statics that we can see. There are various initiatives which are taken, and the base of mechanical and manufacturing engineers is shown really clearly. But there are also other technologies being considered or on the kind of radar of the of the people, or the kind of business owners, to include some of the key emerging technologies like add to manufacturing, advanced data analytics, industrial Internet of Things, AI and ML. So these are something cool things everybody has to understand, as we are moving, or we are kind of aligning in the evolving role of Industry 4.0. Now, as the main topic, I have just, explained about the background, that's where the digital transformation comes in. and everybody should know, like we see it is nothing more a complex that looking at what you do, and how you do, and applying the technology, and how you're applying the technology best. What are the best practices to those parts of your business in a such a way that your value proposition to your people, to your services, so that your profit, and also the planets are how this planet can be transformed. So now this is where everybody is getting into, and we will really love to share on some exciting stories. So I'm going to cover at least just two, the connecting processes, which will help you. And after that, I would like to, hand over to my colleague, Mr. Anand. So before that, I think the first things, we need to understand really about, there is kind of disconnect, right? And that disconnect, before disconnecting, there is a lot of incredible technological advancements. The manufacturing sectors, still works in a very traditional way. This is a kind of traditional product development cycle. We have a concept, we have a design, produce, sale, and operate, and the retire. And it looks like the way of working is still kind of questionable, because the people are used to have those kind of workflows. We call it as completely kind of disconnected, because in a multiple phases, what we observed is even the people are using the traditional life cycle of their product development process. They are disconnected, as means they are in a conceptual stage. When they move into a design phase, there is a disconnect, in terms of a kind of recreation of multiple times impacting the productivity. You have a kind of a risk of losing the data, and also the business is less resilient. So this is some of the things that I thought of just highlighting the alerts at each of the stages and under the traditional life cycle. Now we are looking at how we can improve it better, right? How we can make those connected processes. It's not to just stuck on that same path, but as it's traditional, into digital transformation, how we can make sure that these are the connected processes. Like it's moving from the traditional life cycle to a connected processes in which the information starts to flow freely throughout the organization, connecting those departments who are working in silos, increasing the reuse of information as a kind of important piece. Most importantly, it's resulting into a productivity uplift, and that's where we want. Everybody wants. But if you look at the journey, doesn't end here. There are companies that are mastering in digital transformation, take it much further by developing a series of what we can call it as the transformational capabilities. And that's where the companies are heading towards. Those people are who are mature in digital transformation. So they are moving into a kind of transformational capabilities. Let's also took them, take a look at them in turn. So uh, first ability, right? So the first is the ability to move from the offering, right? Which best fits concepts to highly personalized products or services, which is tailored to individual customers or a market segment. If you have a specific market segment, so how you can do a kind of mass customization. So this really creates the opportunity to sell your products, at a premium if they cannot be if they can be customized in this way, right? So that's where this is the I would say the first ability how you can move from in the digital transformation process or in a connected, right? So this is a one example. So the maybe group this is basically a British-based group of engineering companies which really specializes in steel fabrication plant, and then they are into plant hiring, construction products, which is the journey that maybe Bridge look, but they needed to respond to their customers with a unique but accurate bridge proposals, right? This is one company, and the great things about this company is as the turnaround for the quotations, and that's important for all of us, in terms of in the business development. So how you can quickly respond and get the results and turn all the quotations around 5 times faster than their old linear system. So that's completely a kind of a transformational, right? And I mean, we are looking at the same kind of how we can build such kind of a modular bridging, with a customization. So the next ability to move from design, in isolation is to more collaborative approach, right? So more collaborative means, thinking about that really involves the key stakeholders. And it's not only a designer or the the entire life cycle of the product, like those who are all the decision makers who are involved in this process, and the collaboration must happen. And working with also the customer, that's something which is important, and all suppliers, which is the kind of the external part of the supply chain management, and work effectively in all distributed networks with the distributed teams in a way that it really increases the capacity to innovate and identify issues, in the earlier phase itself. So that's really nice, because we are moving from the existing to a kind of digital collaboration, and which is really kind of important in the digital transformation, especially in design and manufacturing. Now, the third phase I would like to hand over. So this is the case study, by the way, of Benson Industries, and this is the journey Benson Industries undertook. They needed to really collaborate with increased speed and effectiveness, call it speed, and also the quality across a really complex ecosystem. And as a result of their digital journey, so they have processes that's 50% faster with a 40% fewer errors, and that's where the transformation comes, and where, I mean, greater value is created, in the system itself. So these are two case studies. We are talking about one process, and what are the case studies about that. Now, I'd like to hand over to Anand, who will talk about. Anand, would like to share your screen. I'll end
Yes.
the slideshow now.
Thank you, Ramesh.
Let me stop sharing. Yeah, I think I have stopped sharing. Yeah.
All right. Let me know if you see my screen.
Yes, Anand, please go
And
ahead.
am I audible loud and clear?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ramesh. I
Yes, sir.
mean, yeah, thanks, Pia. All right. So, what Ramesh was trying to explain, I mean, the whole idea about this presentation is to help you understand, of course, the bots that you're thinking about, the ideologies that lies behind the bots that you develop or manufacture or design, is definitely your expertise lies in it. But how do you transition to the industry needs of a thing? That is where in we thought about getting these presentations to you, what the industry is looking at, how the industry is transforming, so that you align yourself to these industry requirements or the needs. I'm pretty sure there are multiple people who can understand the concepts of these things. So one of the biggest thing that what Ramesh mentioned about was the life cycle, right? This is where the journey starts. All of us has to understand that how we can fit in when we talk about the design and make aspects, when we talk about the design thinking aspect. So that is wherein, and how is the industry transitioning? So this is where he mentioned about the digital transformation. You understand about how the concept is moving and how the design is moving towards a different set of approach. The third point that lies in the life cycle, I mean, is moving away from the traditional life cycle to the connected process, is about the mass production. I mean, we all know how things work at the industry level in terms of the mass production. So this is the third digital transformation is the ability to move ourselves from the mass production to a flexible manufacturing production. What does the flexible manufacturing production does mean here is that you have to encompass all kinds of manufacturing capabilities, be it your additive manufacturing, your subtractive manufacturing, your automated process, not only within your system, but within your supply chain is the dependencies that are associated with your design and manufacturing processes. So that is one thing that will help you to transition from your traditional life cycle to a manufacturing life cycle, right? And the next one is, and here is an example. I love this example very much because Poriferous is a company which develops actually components. It's a manufacturing components, but their expertise lies in developing an implants. So specialized implants. That's and what is that changed them to digitally transform themselves to meet the industry needs is that they got a requirement of developing an implant, okay, within a day. In the sense, they had a discussion for the requirement, a complex, a high quality implant. They had a discussion in the morning and they were able to deliver that by the end of the evening to the patient, and the implantation was done successfully. Now, can this be achieved through the traditional approach? I'm pretty sure it will not, because traditional approach will take its own sweet set of time. Whereas things are moving so fast. If you looked at a couple of slides, what Ramesh explained was the getting things faster to the customer or getting things faster to the user is what is the need of the hour. I mean, in terms of your building the capabilities or the bots, you have to think how best that can meet. I mean, just don't think from a project development perspective, but think that how my product or the products that you're going to design and develop can reach to the market so faster, like the way Poriferous was able to achieve it. So this can be achieved only through the digital transformation. So that is the need of the hour. So when we move from production, so there's another point. If it is not only, we'll have to understand it is not only that, right? You understand all this term. Developing is one aspect, but if you're not able to satisfy the customer needs, right? If you just fit into the shoes of just sell and buy kind of a thing, connection with the customer, that is not the requirement. That used to be good with the traditional approach, but with the connected processes or connected approach, it is not. You'll have to give that the wow experience to the customer, that this is my kind of a product. It should meet the needs of the customers. They should get the self-connected experience to their products and take a feedback from them to give that better experience. For example, if I have to do now, things have been changed. Previously, if you look at things to get or something to be bought, your parents used to decide on things. Now today, if you look at, if somebody wants to buy a car or something, if they have a kid, however the kid is maybe a 5 years old, 6 years old, they still want to buy a buy-in from the kids. Now why is it changing? I mean, these are all learning for the industry to shift gears, okay, to give that wow. And so today the kid goes and says, hey papa, I like the red color car, I like the blue color car. So that is a wow experience. I mean, people are listening to that. So that is where industry also have to. So if you are designing your bots, you'll have to also consider aspects relevant to those things. So that is customer experience is becoming a key factor in terms of the digital transformation. And here is a very good example of Osakawa implementing in this. I mean, you have to bind the sign off of your customer. So here what they did was, in terms of, they are a huge industrial equipment developing or manufacturing company, but they want, for their design and manufacturing process, they need to showcase those designs and get in well in advance a buy-in from their customers. So what they developed is they created a virtual environment where did a live demonstration of their designs or shared their designs to the customers and get their buy-in well in advance, so they were able to cut short multiple. So why do we need to understand all those things is because cost plays a very important role even in terms of your developing of the projects, right? You tend to buy in so many sponsorship, you tend to cut down on your materials, you cut down on your on kind of buying equipments and all standard components and also this place. So how do you cut down? So that is the whole idea of getting into the digital transformation. The last one is very, very important. Does it stop here? I mean, smart services, the data that you have, that data, what you are collecting has to be put as a center of your data. I mean, put that as a data as a center, and you develop services around those that data. I mean, smart services are becoming very, very important in the market, not just the product itself. Like how best I can connect my product to multiple services is what really matters. So data is now here. When we mean data here, is it's both the physical data as well as the metadata or the property data that has been associated with the design. So all these plays a very important role in terms of your design and make processes. So if you look at Dormakaba, a company, they were a very big manufacturing component developing company, very good in terms of that. They were had an expertise also. What next for them? Is that good enough for them to be competitive in the market? Is that enough? That's definitely not. So what they developed is, when they started collecting the data, for example, when they started developing these components, right? They are the building construction developing component company. So when they started collecting the data, oh, how many doors my customers needs, how many windows, what kind of frames, what kind of grills. So all that data accumulated, then they realized, why don't I utilize this data? And they developed a, a component application called as entry works kind of application. So that gives customers much more experience. They get to know well in advance what are the different components that I can buy that can fit to my needs, and understand that, visualize that, and even to the extent of pricing, they were able to get that, give that experience. Not only they are the manufacturer, but they were able to develop these additional services to meet the needs of the customer. So this is what is exactly the transition in the digital transformation. Now, why do I have to understand this? Is because this is the trend. This is the industry 4.0 requirement of from the industry needs. And if you are a designer or a manufacturer or a make or a startup or a student, it is better to understand all these aspects to 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 meet the needs of the industry and apply in your own project portfolio. So that is where it is very important to move away from where the industry is moving away from the traditional life cycle to the connected process. This is a big shift in the industry that we all are noticing now. One of the thing that, let me go back and put some more words, is how does we as a company, because we are a design and a make company, what you saw in our mission as well, how are we helping to the student community, to the customer, or to our startup community in this terms? As we have a tons of product portfolio which will meet the needs of these things. And traditionally we are supporting to our all our be academic partner or the commercial partner in line to these kinds of giving of products and helping them to transition themselves from. So we had multiple collections, culture collections to the then now cloud coming into picture, the AI ML coming into picture, because there are certain examples that I'll give you how AI we have incorporated into a technology called as generative design. I'll talk about that. So when we are trying to move from a product oriented phase to a platform oriented first, that is very important. What does that platform really mean to us? How the industry is transitioning from a product centric to a platform centric is what this slide would help you explain. I mean, if you look at, let's go back a little bit, like say for example 5 6 or 10 years back, we had the applications developed that were meeting the needs of us. For example, if I have to book a ticket, if I have to check my health conditions, I have a tracker band, my physical health tracker bands. If I have my banking system, I go to my website and do it in my online transactions. I book my tickets through my desktop products or laptop products. So definitely during that transformation, they were really a digital transformation. They were good in terms of their transformation. But is that good enough? Now that is what is. They were able to take us from point A to point B, but now with the change, with shifting gears from a digital transformation point of view, things have moved to one platform. And what best an example could be is that the mobile industry or the smart product, right? Mobile is become one of the smartest products to encompass all these different application into one platform, where it becomes a very ease, a very handy for the users. And connecting back to the industry is also very important, because The customers are feeding back their requirements back to the industry through the having it under one platform. So the ease of banking system, the ease of booking a ticket, monitoring your health conditions and whatnot. So many applications are being developed. I'm pretty sure among these crowds, many would have a thought process, an idea, or from to your CoboBot also, you might have a thought process. How can I transition myself into these kinds of an applications? How do I bring in those? So that is so. Let me quickly shift gears. This is a little old video, but it'll help you understand how the industry is converging in terms of design and manufacturing. Um, so you will understand. I'm not sure if the audio is able to listen, but you will understand the product being at the centric and then the data, as I said you, and how it is helping to connect with all the multiple segments. You could do all these things. This is what I talked about the generative. This is the manufacturing included in the systems. This is the connecting to the factory, the shipments. Right. So this is where we make, I mean, the whole idea to showcase that was to give you an idea about a platform thing. I mean, we are also connecting all the industry segments. So definitely such transition, right? Such transition creates a disruption in the market, and disruption is in and what does this mean? Changes in the market, and that also creates an opportunity for us. How the opportunity is, because we have to look it back and bring in those such technologies into our companies. If you look at this, a very simple change in the terms of the pedal or the crank or whatever you call, right? So how does it change? So we kind of incorporated the AI ML kind of a technology, the cloud technology, where generative design, what so let me give a quick example of generative design is it's nothing but a design exploration. I'm pretty sure some of might be known that simple definition of a generative design is nothing but it gives it's a design exploration with giving you a results of multiple variations. Now, to put it in a simple way, if I have to put it, for example, if I'm a designer, I have all the thought process in my mind, and till now, the product that I'm working with is acting as just an output for me because all that aspects I'm just feeding the data to my application, and the data is giving me the results or an output in terms of it. Now, we went beyond that. We went beyond that with using the capabilities of an AM and saying that, hey, why not I save my time, I challenge the machine to give me the requirements that I need or the design that I need. So by putting certain conditions, so now with this generative design, I throw away certain data or add certain conditions to my design and challenge the machine to give me so that the machine works out the computational in the cloud and throws away multiple variations of that. And those are very, very stable, much lighter, because one of the things that we need to consider in terms of our design and make is that we are living in an exhaustible resources. So we need to. So the more sustainable design, the better designer you are in the industry. So that when you're building your bots, you'll have to keep it in mind that sustainability is a key factor in terms of applying the design aspects to my work. Okay, so this is the change. The another example is that I need to understand the manufacturing capability. So design, everybody does it. Am I, my design is a manufacturable one? Whether it can be manufactured efficiently is the another thing. And what kinds of different manufacturability that I need to apply in terms of my thought process or in terms of my design aspect. So one of the things that the Ramesh mentioned about the technologies, Autodesk Fusion 360s helps you to work from your conceptual design till fabrication, everything under one platform. As I told you, we are moving away from the product centric to a platform centric. So such technologies are very, very important for you to work on, and definitely that will shift gears. I mean, you will see your changes in terms of your design and thinking and innovation, a drastic change if you play around with this such technologies, right? Let me shift gears a little bit and help you understand how students have encompassed or so students have applied such technologies in their day-to-day work on in their project systems. This is a project from Bits Pilani. They have incorporated our technology into one of their master project. They have participated in this HERC challenge, the NASA HERC challenge, and this is where they adopted the technologies like generative design in their workflow. What you see at the bottom where my cursor is moving, a prototype, which is a completely flexible model, but what you see on the top is an actual model of them. And where they have applied is the GD is in their wheels. And this has left them, or the output of that resulted them to win really. They were the winners. Overall global ranking of them was shifted to 5. The project review was done as a second, and their video demonstrated. I mean, they were certified and awarded for the innovative ideas that they brought into their design. So this is applicable, and I have many examples to show it, but I thought this is would be a good relevant because it relevant to the bots, the rovers, which can definitely fit into your kind of a requirement. The second shift gear is the medical industry. So when you build bot, the medical industry also plays a very important. How do you start thinking from those aspects first. So here is a wheelchair. You see that there are like uh, 80,000 to 60,000 active wheelchairs users in India right now. Okay, and that's a huge requirement, a huge potential in terms of this market or this segment, right? So here is when we drew a design competition. In that also people we gave certain conditions or certain problem statements where students were able to develop such things using our technology, and they were able to develop this wheelchair which has got many advantages in terms of reducing the weight by 40% because they applied the GD in terms of their and the impact that it can create in the market. So that is where you will see that how students are helping themselves where they can fit in. So they choose the frame as their location for the change in their design. So normally wheels, the base, everything remains same, but they thought that where I can advance my technology is on the frame part of it, and they were able to successfully meet and reduce the weight by 40% and maintain the stability. So this is a shift gear that students are also applying or adopting the latest technology in their workflows. Right. So that was like from the digital transformation to how the academics are applying. Let me give you a little bit. We saw the video of ours, like what we do actually, what we are. So and within our company itself, what is the education team is driving. So these information are informative for you. That is nothing relevant to the topic that has been taught. I mean, that has been talked till now. But this is information where to go kind of a thing. If I have some kind of a requirement, where do I go kind of a thing. So just to let you know, how not sure how many of you know Autodesk is a really pioneer in the design and make industry. Our technologies are very widely used in the manufacturing segment. We are the leaders in construction industry. Our products like architecture products are widely, it has become a norm. I'm not sure how many of you knew the latest FIFA World Cup that happened, the stadium that was built was completely developed or built by Autodesk technologies. There is a video I think on the YouTube. Please go have a look at that video. You will understand what is the intricacies that they faced and how Autodesk technology helped them to build. So that is one thing. And we are also in the railways, roadways, highways. That is one area, and construction industry. That's I mean, and we are also pioneer in the media and entertainment industry. So all that movies, all that animation characters, all that gaming industry that you see it across your thing, be it Bahubali or what do you see, the Martin one, these things, everything is done using our technology. So we are really leaders in these 4 industry segments. Why we are so great is because we have the expertise to develop or make the products that can suit to meet the needs of the customers. This is a quick glance how we are in the marketplace. And then coming back to the education. Now, why do I want to show is that please go to this portal. I mean, register yourself to Autodesk education community. We have 12 million plus users across the globe, so that you are benefited. There is a content available. I'll tell you about that as well quickly. So this is what we are, right? We are trying to bridge the gap between the education and the industry. We are trying to build the profiles of the students community. We're trying to help faculties understand that, so that what is needed by the industry, so that they amend or they bring in those advanced technology into your curriculum so that the students get benefit out of it. So we are into both vocational industries as well as the higher education industry. and prepare the students to this. And this is where I just wanted to spend some time. As I said, this is very, very important for you, that we have 300 plus learning modules which are project based learning. And if you complete these learning modules, you also get an online certification as well. So we have learning portal, sorry, I don't know, it is automatic change shift, but I have to keep shifting. And we have certification programs as well, which will help you to build your profiles, and project based learnings, as I told you. And we definitely are connected with many academic industries to help them bring in these advanced technologies, so that they inculcate into the academic activities, and then help the student community. The next is definitely, this is little kind of academic, mostly to the institute's point of view, that we want to be the trusted partner, so that they trust us for the benefit of the students, to develop the skills of the students and make them ready. So we have dedicated the best part of, with respect, is all our technologies for the education community, be it the faculties, educators, institutional or education students. Our technology is free to access. That is the biggest thing, that don't go for piracy, everything. Just become, create your account and access the product, so that you work on a legal things. It can be on a laptop, on a desktop, or on your lab. So please use the legal versions for you to be on the safer side. So we really want to create that workforce for the future of work that is required by the industry. And this is where we are connected to across India. This is like who are our I mean academic partners whom we closely work with. We have partners, I mean we have closely worked with the design schools. We are all connected to all the major IITs in India. And from the strategic body point of view, NASCOM or AICT, we are closely, or MHRD. So we work at the PAX level, we work at the premium institutes like all the IITs and NITs, and then major design schools, and even for that matter, the occasional schools. So these are just a just a glimpse of what we are, kind of a thing, so that you get to know whom to approach or where to approach, and kind of a thing. So I really thank IITD for giving us this opportunity, and Pia giving us a brief about like what we are, kind of a thing. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and for patiently listening to our presentations. I'm this was that was my last slide, and we are really happy to open up for the questions and take any questions that you may have. So let me
Yeah, we're
I'll
open
keep.
to we're open to questions now. So if you want to ask a question, put it in the chat box, or you can even raise your hand and we unmute yourself and ask the question. Do we have any questions? Also, sir, I would request, for people to access, or you said these things can be accessed free. All you have to do is create an account. I know you're going to have a wonderful showcase at the Robocon that is coming up at the Agrad Stadium, 16th, 17th, 18th. So, is there anything special that's going to be showcased there for some of our students to go and have a look and learn and experience?
We have the okay, I'll take that answer. So we have a booth where we have the expertise sitting in there. We kind of trying to get a monitor to showcase what other students have done and how they have incorporated the technology into there. And we have a placard for what the for faculty members for the future workshops that are coming in. We have a placard for them or the standees for them where to access that. So you have a barcode, you just scan the barcode, and that should be good enough for them to take you to the location where they can access to the tons of information that is already available online.
Okay, great.
Hope that answers your question.
And how to create an account? I mean, everything is going to be, you're going to have a QR code which is going to tell them how to create an account so they can access all your software.
Yes, as soon as they go to with the scan code or go to the simple website autodesk.com/education, it goes to a site. There is something called as a help button. Under the help button, you have very small videos of 3 minutes, 4 minutes, which clearly explains you very simple ways like how to get access to these technologies.
Okay, great. So that is under your website, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. So, do we have any queries regarding design? Anybody, I know if there are any startups here or any people who are thinking of their startups and have their robots ready and aesthetically want to make them look swankier and better. And of course, the customer is king, so they need to like what they see to actually commercialize it. So anybody has got any queries regarding anything, so please, this is your moment. You can raise your question. Do we have any hands raised? I just want to see that.
Since you mentioned a startup, I would like the people attending the session, please go have a look at or search for Pixel team from Bits Pilani. I mean, they were the first one to use our technology, GD, and they have launched their nano satellites. Two of the young minds, Avayas was the team lead, another one I forgot his name. They got a huge sponsor from a private company, and they had a chance to go to the NASA, spend time, understand that, and then I think last year they launched their first nano satellite. So you could please go search for those videos. You'll get to know about how they have taken an approach.
Oh, that's brilliant. So that is also something that students here and startups here can actually consider. So if there are no queries, sir, is there any email ID if they can, if they have any queries that they can actually write to you, so you can put that down in the chat box?
Yes, Rajesh, you please share your email IDs. You're being based out in Delhi.
Sure, sir.
Yes, because sometimes they don't immediately can think of a question, but in case they do later on, they should know where to reach out to you.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I certainly understand. And for that matter, please, anything. I mean, it doesn't matter from this topic or the slides that you've seen. Any question is a good question. Anything that comes to your mind can be a good question, and we will be very happy to answer. Doesn't matter, whatever its relevance to.
Share my email ID in chat, sir.
Yes, the email ID is rajesh.yadav@autodesk.com.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I've got that. I've got that. For the others, it's rajesh.yadav@autodesk.com. So somebody has any query, I can hear somebody unmuted.
Yeah, Mega, I can hear Mega's voice.
No, no, I think
Okay,
she was on another call. I think she was on another
Ah,
call.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that was that
okay, okay.
because Rajesh and Mega, I think they're attending together.
All right, never mind. So also, we are going to, uh, are we ready with our surprise, the three lucky draws that we were planning to do? CoboTalks team, are we ready with those three names?
I think we are. Uh,
Okay,
Anand,
great.
you,
So why don't
Anand,
you
you can stop sharing. Yeah.
put out,
Yeah,
uh,
I will
yeah,
stop sharing.
yes. So why don't you put out the three names? Why don't you announce the three names who you've randomly picked up from the audience today who are going to win an Amazon voucher from IHFC?
okay, so one is Ritik Kumar.
Ritik
Uh,
Kumar, Ritik K.
yeah,
Ritik, you are great. So he is acknowledged. Wonderful.
um,
Ritik, please
and
send us your email ID and for us to send us the voucher. Can you also put down our CoboTalks email ID where he can send out the details to, so we can send him the voucher in the chat box? CoboTalks team, can you do that?
uh, I
Just
should
put down
write
our
the.
email ID. Just put down our email ID. I think Ritik has also given his email ID. Okay, that's, we've got that. And what's the who's the second winner?
N Sastri.
N?
I can write N Sastri. I can write the name as well.
Yeah, just write it in the chat box. N. Sastri. Okay, N. Sastri seem. Oh, there's a query, I think, from someone. And Harita Mutapalli. Harita Mutapalli. So, and we have a query. Kindly unmute yourself and ask the question, please. Anybody has a question? Okay, I guess not. Okay, so okay, I think Ritik has a question.
Yeah,
Ritik,
RK has a question. Yeah.
yeah. Please go ahead, Ritik.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir.
Good
Yeah,
evening,
good evening.
Ritik.
I am a bachelor student of mechatronics from Manipal University, Jaipur. I am from batch 21 to 25. This year we are decided to take participate in Robocon 2023-2024, and as of my information, I had know that there are three stages of Robocon. First stage is for designing part. I don't have any experience regarding this, so I want some advice from you all that how can I clear my first stage of designing that, because I have watched previous videos and competition. I feel that there are a lot of things I don't know, so I need some advice from you, sir.
I think this question goes to the Robocon team. I'm not sure if he's talking about the digital competition that we run parallelly with the Robocon, or Ritik, is your question related to the digital competition that we run parallelly with Robocon, or is it the main competition of Robocon?
This question is related to the Robocon competition, not to digital. But as sir mentioned that regarding Robocon, that's why I want to ask.
My suggestion would be you may want to explore their website. Their website has all the details mentioned in that, how to participate and all those things. And they have the guidelines if I have to. I mean, somebody from the Robocon team can jump in. I mean, Pia, you could be the best one to answer this.
Actually, when I have to speak to Sunil sir to get this answered, so best is why don't you write to me? You can write to me at pia@ihfc.co.in. That's PIYA@ihfc.co.in. And I will definitely ask Sunil sir and get this query answered for you.
Hello, ma'am. Can you please drop your email ID on the message box?
Okay, I'll just do that as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, somebody has said, can I know whether the certifications are free or paid? Certifications from the Autodesk website.
No, see, as I mentioned, they are absolutely there is, as I mentioned, there's a learning portal. So when you complete those learning courses, then you get an online certificate from Autodesk, and it is absolutely free.
Okay, so I hope that answers the question. Anybody else? Okay, so great. I think that brings us to the end of this very, very interesting CoboTalks. And thank you so much, sir, for being here and actually enlightening us on many things. So thank you. Thank you once again, participants. Thank you once again, speakers. And we look forward to seeing you at the Autodesk stall and probably seeing all these things in person and ask our queries in person.
Sure.
Wait a minute, somebody has asked, are there any special Autodesk licenses for startups?
Uh, okay, I'll take that again. So previously we did had a kind of a license arrangement for the startup community, but over a period of time that has been changed now. So in a straight way to put it, there's nothing like a free for the startup community as of now. Yes, but if you go and look at the product cost wise, because we are into a subscription model, it's like a use basis, and in all aspects, if you look at the pricing of Autodesk Fusion 360, it is way less in comparison to any other product in the market. Trust me. Me being with Autodesk for more than 20 plus years, working with multiple departments, I can certainly vouch for this product. I'm being a very techie guy, but being into business development now, but I can certainly vouch for this product. It's at a very low cost.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome.
Anybody query? You can unmute yourself and ask. Okay, if not, I will. Then that brings us to the end of this session. Thank you so much, sir, and I look forward to seeing you very soon at the Autodesk stall at Robocon. And anybody else who has any query can come and ask them in person. So thank you so much, and
Thank
wishing you
you.
all
Yeah.
very good night. See you soon. Thank you
Thank you
all.
so much.
Thank
Thanks.
you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.